What's up, guys? Noel here, and today we got a really interesting Tarkov TV with Nikita and the gang from the BSG studio. So let's go over everything from the cast. I'll be live on Twitch for several hours once this video goes live, so be sure to follow me over there and come by to ask any questions that you might have. Link for my Twitch channel is in the description and up on the screen right now. First things first, there were 5 promo codes given, so if you're quick enough, maybe you'll be able to get the stuff from these. I'll paste them in the description as well. If they don't work, it's because they turned them off and they were only for the people that watch the stream. And you should be able to follow me on Twitter or watch the cast to, get them sooner. So skill issue on that one. They spoke briefly about cheaters and they banned 10,000 since October. The reason why they do ban waves is because it gives the least amount of information to the cheat providers, because they don't know what specifically caused each of the bans. They don't know if it was an update from them. They don't know what came differently from the cheats that they provide, and it causes chaos for them in general. Hopefully, potentially financial issues as well when all of those people that were banned look for chargebacks. The less they talk about specifics on the anti-cheat, the better. I've talked about this topic numerous times. In my opinion, I doubt there will ever be 0 cheaters, but I think BSG are doing what they feasibly can to mitigate them given the limitations of the engine and, the space, while there's no other options for games like this, so we get what we're given. The new matchmaker is coming in the new patch. It will be much quicker and is actually already being tested in some regions. Arena is still on track to release early December, and there will be a new launcher with it that will include both the base game as well as Arena. The access will be in waves as to not overload the servers, with priority given to those who purchased EOD and or Arena the earliest, with everyone gaining access somewhat quickly, but just in stages. The kill cam and VoIP systems are now working in Arena, and they also added more loadouts from the build that we had at TwitchCon, because I saw PKP in the build that they were playing on today, while we didn't have that at TwitchCon. BSG will bring Arena to DreamHack Germany in Hanover, so it's possible you guys will get to be able to play the new build as well. If you guys are going, let me know. The latest we heard about the replay system is that if it works well enough in Arena, they will look to port it to the base game as the after raid replay system, where only after the raid has completely concluded will everybody be able to go back and rewatch it from the beginning, from the air and from everyone else's perspective. I'll ask about that again. If I get an answer by the time this video is uploaded, I'll put it in text right here. Otherwise, stay tuned, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord for the latest updates. They showed off left shoulder shooting, lean, blind fire, as well as vaulting, all working quite well, and I have all of that up on the screen at some point. If you're wondering, yes, all of that will be in Arena as well. The new armor hitboxes will be there too, which they showed off with the new video, and that'll be showed at some point here in the video. If this is the first time that you're hearing about the new armor hitbox system, check out my latest video on that subject, linked in the description and at the end of this video, because it is significant, and yes, it is happening. The recoil rework will be tested on the ETS. They've made significant progress with it, but it's not done yet. Again, it will be added to the ETS before the next patch for proper testing, and it's still very much work in progress. Again, the footage you see with the new guns isn't the new recoil system, and it doesn't include the SIG spear, but the spear will be coming with the white patch. I'm not sure yet what caliber they're adding it in, whether it be 6.8 or 308, but I've already asked and they haven't responded. Again, I'll put it up on text on screen here if I get the answer before this video is finished. Otherwise, again, follow me on Twitter and check the Discord later. Unity 21 is now scrapped. This is, to say the least, worrying for me. They are going to be attempting to upgrade to Unity 23 now, and I do not know what this means for the netcode changes. I don't know if they're going to be in the next patch. I don't know if some of them are going to be in the next patch. I don't know if none of them are going to be in the next patch. And again, this worries me quite significantly now that it might never happen. I'll be honest. I don't know what issues they ran into that made them think that they weren't able to do Unity 21. Nikita specifically referenced, some issues and obviously some problems and bugs that would pop up that they, quote unquote, just didn't want to deal with. And I don't know why they think skipping all the way to Unity 23 2 versions later will be better, but it doesn't sound good to me. I'll get more clarification if I can, but it sounds like that's all they want to talk about on that subject. We'll see what happens. Again, we'll get what we're given. Again, that's why competition is good for a game like this, and that's why I'm going to be talking about other games that are out there like We the People, like Marathon, like Beautiful Light, but I digress. The new location will be Ground Zero. It's the starting location, and one of the things Nikita talked about at TwitchCon, I want to say I convinced them to bring it down to level 15, because before they were talking about it as level 20, and Nikita did say possibly level 20 in this broadcast again, but I will be doing everything that I can to make sure that they know that it really should be level 15. If you guys got nothing better to do, at Battlestate Games, make a Reddit post, make a forum post, do whatever you can. Really should not be past level 15 because of the flea market. When I was there at TwitchCon, I made it clear that that's the case. They shouldn't make it level 20 because the flea market is too powerful to include in a starting zone. But let me know if you disagree. disagree. Maybe that's okay, and maybe I'm insane. Otherwise, that sounds obvious to me. The zone will work exactly like all others, where you will be able to scav in even past level 15, but once your PMC hits level 15, you will no longer be able to go in there as a PMC. The play space is small. It's smaller than streets, but it is connected to streets and has the same aesthetic. The whole point being there that when you start the game, when it actually launches, which potentially could be next year, and no, they didn't actually talk about that today. However, Nikita did confirm that EOD will be removed from the store when that timer runs out. If you guys need details on this, check out my last video. EOD will not be removed. Everybody that owns EOD will still have their gamma, still have the money, still have the rep, still have the gear, still have everything once EOD is removed from the store when that timer runs out. They are not removing EOD, they're just removing the ability to purchase it. I don't know why that is so difficult for a few people to understand, but that's the truth, and Nikita just confirmed it again with this stream. Anyway, when the game actually launches, we will start with a tutorial zone of some kind, and it does the usual, you know, WASD to move around, left click to shoot, throw your grenade with this kind of stuff, and then we get put in this starting zone, which is going to be ground zero. Video of that's going to be up in the background there. There will be new indoor locations added to streets, but I wouldn't really consider it an entire expansion, at least because they're saying that the streets expansions have been delayed. However, the BTR taxi and the new boss Kollontai will be in this next patch. The BTR will bring you to locations more like a bus, in my opinion, rather than a taxi, because it's going to have set spawns and set locations that it will go to, where you're going to be able to hire it for transportation as well as fire support. You're going to be able to use that 30mm cannon on the BTR as fire support for hire. I have already asked Nikita for details on what's going on with the explosives and stuff like that. He already said that the RPG will not be coming next patch, but it will be coming at some point in the future. I asked him directly, so is there going to be anything that we're going to be able to use to counter the BTR in this next patch? And he said no. I asked him, is our only way to get away from it going to be just to avoid it completely? And he said yes. So obviously there's room for problems that come up with that. That sounds like a significant issue to me. I just really hope that we're going to be able to avoid this thing. That 30mm cannon has got to be completely insane. I think our only reprieve here is that the penetration of it might not be too significant. Maybe it's not that explosive. I don't know, man. It's a 30mm cannon. We're not going to be able to do anything to disable it or destroy it. And I'm just sitting here with my palm on my forehead because I just know all of the chaos that's going to come from that, man. So maybe it's only there for a certain amount of time or whatever. I'm going to get as many details as I possibly can on this subject. But again, the RPG isn't going to be ready. I don't think the explosives are going to be ready. And apparently the only way that we're going to be able to not die to this BTR if somebody hires it as fire support is to avoid it completely. So welcome to Tarkov. Additionally, you will also be able to use it as a loot extract where you can drop off gear that you can go, that will go to your hideout, and then you can stay in the raid longer. As far as I know, this is going to be the first implementation of that. I don't know, well, first and only. I don't know if they're going to include it in other ways for other extracts. Maybe they're just testing it. We'll have to wait and see. But for those that don't know, the intention is there are going to be other ways to extract just your loot from raids rather than you leaving in order to get loot from the raid. We think the new boss, Kollontai, is Kaban's brother who wears the Riot police gear, but we'll see. We did not see or hear anything in terms of details about Kollontai in the broadcast. I know that that name is familiar. I've heard it before. Like I said, it could be his brother that we saw in police gear in the live action Chronicles of Rizzy video. Maybe we're going to see more of him down the line. There's going to be more events, obviously, with the wipe coming up, with Arena coming up. There's probably going to be at least one other Chronicles of Rizzy event. Maybe we'll see more of him there. Again, follow on Twitter, join the Discord for the latest news whenever stuff like that pops up. The Shoreline expansion is coming this update, and we didn't get to see any of it, but I imagine they may include pieces around a terminal. Nikita told me at TwitchCon the terminal location will still be its own map, but we'll see what happens with it next patch. Otherwise, what do you think that they'll do to the Shoreline location? Do you think they'll make it closer to customs? Do you think they'll make it closer to one of the other locations? Maybe it'll sweep around reserve a bit more. What do you guys think? Honestly, it would be nice if they kind of extended it past the railway bridge there, because there's some cool buildings and stuff over there. I think it would add a better point of interest for that side of the map. Otherwise, it's just sort of dead over on that side of the map in general. So we'll see what they end up doing. Achievements will be coming next patch, and they will not reset on wipe, but there's a video of that. I believe you will be able to earn things that you can put in your new hideout edition called the Hall of Fame, but if not, you will be at least be able to put some cool stuff up there. Like if you kill Killa, you'll be able to put his helmet up there, stuff like that. There's new player profiles coming where you can save 3 weapon builds, and your friends will be able to check your profile to be able to copy those presets of those builds exactly. That's also one of those videos, and it's also a very good way to be able to share weapon builds with your friends and just anybody, really. A couple more of the things Nikita talked about at TwitchCon is the Lightkeeper services, and oh boy, is this a good one. He talked about 3 here, guys, but actually there's several more, as well as his ability to trade items. I'm not sure if they are scrapping the other ways to do it. I don't think they are, because they seemed like they had some pretty good details on those, so it's possible they're keeping them secret, or they just didn't want to talk about them, or they'll be added later. The services discussed so far is the ability to get this, hire the Goon Squad to help you in your raid. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't know how long they're going to be able to help you. I don't know if it's multiple raids. I don't know how far down the line of Lightkeeper services or Lightkeeper reputation you're going to need to be able to gain access to this. And the same goes for the rest of these services, so we'll just have to wait and see. Either way, you can at some point be able to hire the Goon Squad to help you in your raids, and you're going to be able to hire Zerachi. You're going to be able to hire Antlerman himself to come and help you in your raid. That's going to be the other one. And the third that they talked about just today is you're going to be able to purchase friendly status with the cult. Again, I don't know if this is going to be for a single raid. I don't know if it's going to be for a certain amount of time. I don't know how much it's going to cost, and I do not know what level of reputation with Lightkeeper you're going to need in order to do this, but those are 3 of actually several things that are extremely cool that you're going to be able to get with Lightkeeper. These might sound crazy to you, but these are at least, 2 or 3, or there is at least 2, maybe 3 more that are significantly crazier than that. I hope they're adding those in this patch, but they seem to, I guess, again, still want to keep these secret. Those were absolutely a couple of the things I was hoping that they would put in a trailer, including the ones we talked about today, but, fuck me, I guess they talked about them anyway, and just whatever, I could have talked about those. I don't think that would have made a big difference. Would have been a nice scoop there, you guys, but oh well. Again, there are a few more that are, in my opinion, cooler, so hopefully we get a cool reveal with those. I definitely know a few ways that they can make a very cool reveal with the new ones. BSG, Nikita, you said you watch all my videos, man. Do at least a little bit of a teaser. You guys, you know which ones I'm talking about, man. Just do a little bit of a teaser, because it'll look really cool, and it'll be like a really cool reveal. Or just tell me I can talk about them at least. Come on, man. Anyway, as always, expect loads of new gear, some new clothing with the patch. There's also new quests and a quest rebalance coming with the wipe in December. As I mentioned, I have a few more questions out to BSG, and if I have updates on those before this video goes out, I'll put them up on text. It's a couple things I know that they're working on that they didn't mention, so when I have more details, I'll tweet or post or maybe make a video about them. But that's all for today's Tarkov TV. Again, I'll be live on Twitch for several hours once this video goes live. Be sure to follow me over there. Come by and ask any questions that you might have. Links in the description as well as up on the screen right now. If you like this video or what I do in general, hit the button, sub for more, comment what you think, and check out my other channels for other games like Star Citizen, which is going to have a big year coming ahead as well. That's all right here. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.